Hi, I'm Mr. Brutchko, and I'd like to show you the flight train of a weather balloon launch as it stands right now for NSIM, the Near Space Institute of Middle Earth. Flight train is the weather balloon and everything that's attached to it. It's all in a string about 50 feet long. And I'd like to show you the parts of that. This is our spacecraft. It's just a foam box and hollow inside to hold the equipment. And it's got a little port in the front right here for the GoPro camera to stick out. And it sits in this harness. And on top of it, we tape this. And the idea of this whole setup is so that this lands right side up when it lands. And we've tested it by dropping it off of the roof of our school numerous times. And it has a pretty good chance of landing right side up, which gives us the strongest GPS signal. Next in line, we have all of our tracking and other equipment. So here's our GoPro for getting pictures with a waterproof case. This is called a Spot GPS, which is a commercial GPS tracking service. So we can use that to track our payload. This right here is a flight computer which records GPS coordinates, air pressure, and air temperature. We only get that data if we recover our balloon. Over here, this is interesting. This is our RF transmitter and APRS monitor. So this is an antenna hooked up right here. This measuring tape, and that antenna sends out ham radio signals with GPS coordinates. This is a GPS tracker. This is a little microcomputer that does all the computing, and this is the transmitter. So, and there's the battery pack for that. So that'll give us a secondary way of tracking our balloon using ham radio. Interestingly, it was hooked up to this until yesterday, and I hooked the wiring up wrong and fried the circuit in this. So we had to do a rebuild, and that's what gave us this setup right here. The next in line is this, and this is just a radar reflector. It's two 12-inch circles of cardboard with HVAC metallic tape on it. And that's a safety feature so that radar can pick up our balloon. And we'll have 50 feet of string, about going up to our parachute, and that's a 3-foot diameter parachute. And then finally, we'll have our balloon, and we have balloons inside this box right here. That's a weather balloon. It's about 6 feet in diameter at ground level when it inflates, and when it pops up at altitude, it'll be over 20 feet across. So that's a flight train. We basically need to check our flight path predictors and find a place to launch that'll give us a good recovery location, and then clear our launch with the FAA. And then we'll go to the launch site, connect everything together, make sure everything's powered on, fill the balloon with helium, tie that off, and let it go.